Have you ever wondered why some women seem to be more drawn to you when you pull away? It's as if the less you give, the more they long for you. Here's a fact. Absence does sharpen love, but there's a psychology behind it that goes deeper than just playing hard to get. What if I told you that the moments a woman starts missing you the most are intricately tied to her emotions, daily routines, and personal reflections? And yet, 95% of high-value men overlook these powerful dynamics. Most men get it wrong. They chase, they overcompensate, they cling, thinking these actions will win her back or keep her close. But here's the truth. The real game changer lies in understanding when and why she misses you. The secret. It's not about forcing her to think of you, but about creating space for her to realize your value. Today, we're diving into the psychology that reveals exactly when women start missing you and how high-value men naturally leverage these insights. By the end, you'll know how to shift the dynamic in your favor, making her reflect on the connection you shared. These aren't shallow tricks, they're principles rooted in self-awareness, growth, and stoicism. So buckle up. As we unravel these truths, you'll see how understanding these moments can transform your relationships and elevate your presence to one that's unforgettable. Let's get into it. 1. She experiences routine changes. Think about this for a moment. Routines anchor us. Whether it's the way you both texted every morning, the way you used to grab coffee together after work, or even the shared silence during a late-night phone call, these moments carve deep grooves into the rhythm of her life. And when you're gone, what happens to that rhythm? Suddenly, there's a disruption. She reaches for her phone out of habit, only to realize there's no good morning text waiting. She comes home to an empty apartment where your laughter used to echo. These gaps, small as they might seem, are profound. They become constant reminders of your absence, creating a void she never anticipated. Here's where the psychology kicks in. Human beings are creatures of habit. We find comfort and security in routines, especially when those routines involve someone we care about. When those patterns are broken, it's not just the activity that's missed, it's the emotional connection tied to it. Now, every time she walks past that coffee shop or hears a song you both loved, you're right there in her mind. But let's not forget, this isn't about you playing games or trying to manipulate her emotions. High-value men don't resort to petty tactics. Instead, they understand that their presence was a gift, one that added richness and stability to her life. And when that gift is no longer there, it allows her to truly reflect on what she's lost. This is where Stoicism comes into play. You, as a high-value man, focus on what you can control, your growth, your purpose. You don't chase after her to fill those voids, instead you allow her the space to feel them deeply. In doing so, you become an unshakable force in her mind. She begins to see the depth of the connection you both shared, and those disrupted routines only serve to highlight your value. Have you ever felt the weight of someone's absence in your daily life? Maybe you found yourself reaching for your phone, hoping for a message that never comes. That's the same emotional pull she's experiencing. Each unfulfilled routine becomes a silent longing, a whisper in her mind that grows louder with each passing day. So the next time you find yourself tempted to reinsert yourself into her life, ask yourself, am I giving her the space to truly miss me? Am I standing firm in my value, knowing that absence can be a more powerful reminder than any message I could send? High-value men understand this delicate balance. They recognize that their absence speaks volumes, creating a space where longing and appreciation can grow. By doing so, they not only maintain their self-respect but also elevate their presence to one that lingers long after they've stepped away. Now, what routines did you share with someone that, if disrupted, would make your absence feel undeniable? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's reflect together. 2. She realizes her mistakes. It often happens in the quiet moments, doesn't it? When the noise of life fades and she's left alone with her thoughts. That's when it hits her. The realization of the mistakes she made, the misunderstandings, the moments she let slip away without truly appreciating them. It's in these reflective silences that a woman begins to miss you most profoundly. Have you ever noticed how hindsight has a way of shining a light on things we once overlooked? For her, it might be the time she dismissed your efforts to support her dreams, or the moments she brushed off your thoughtful gestures, thinking they would always be there. Now, with the clarity that only distance can provide, she sees it all with fresh eyes. This kind of introspection is powerful. It's not just about regret, it's about growth. She starts to unravel the tapestry of your relationship, thread by thread, and recognizes where she fell short. Perhaps she took your steady presence for granted, or maybe she misinterpreted your actions as something less than they were. Whatever the case, this realization isn't fleeting, it lingers, intensifying her longing for you. And here's where the psychology of it all becomes fascinating. Regret, when paired with growth, transforms into a longing for redemption. She wants another chance, not just to be with you, but to show you that she's learned, that she values what she once overlooked. In her mind, you've become the standard, the benchmark of what she now knows she needs in her life. This phase is crucial for you as a high-value man. Why? Because it's a reminder that sometimes the most powerful action is no action at all. You don't need to rush in and remind her of her mistakes. She's doing that work on her own. Your job is to stay composed, grounded, and unwavering in your principles. Let her reflection deepen her appreciation for what she had. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In this case, the enemy is not a person, but her own past actions. By staying true to your values and maintaining your integrity, you silently communicate a powerful message. You are a man who knows his worth, someone who doesn't need to chase validation or seek reconciliation on anyone else's terms but your own. So how does this realization play out? Maybe she starts to replay old conversations in her head, remembering the wisdom and care behind your words. Or perhaps she stumbles across an old photo of you two and feels the weight of those shared memories. Every little detail becomes magnified, and the more she reflects, the more she misses the stability and understanding you brought into her life. Think about this. Have you ever been in a situation where you only truly valued someone after they were gone? It's a universal experience, one that reminds us of the importance of presence and perspective. Now let's turn the focus to you, the viewer. What's your take on this dynamic? Have you ever noticed someone come back into your life after a period of deep reflection, suddenly appreciating what they once overlooked? Drop your experiences in the comments below. Let's open up a dialogue about these moments of growth and realization. And if you're finding value in this discussion, don't forget to give this video a like. Your engagement helps bring these insights to more people who, like you, are on a journey of self-discovery and growth. Together, we're building a community rooted in Stoicism, self-awareness, and personal evolution. Stay tuned because we're just getting started. In the next section, we'll uncover another powerful moment when women start missing you, when they feel unseen. 3. She feels unseen. There's a unique ache that comes from feeling invisible, isn't there? In a world filled with noise and fleeting connections, being truly seen, understood on a deeper level, is a rare and precious experience. For her, your absence brings this into sharp focus. She starts to realize what it meant to be with someone who genuinely noticed her, someone who could read the subtleties of her emotions without a word being spoken. Now imagine this. She achieves something significant at work, a promotion, a milestone, a breakthrough. In the past, you would have been the first person she called, the one who celebrated her victories with a quiet pride and unwavering support. But now, there's no familiar voice on the other end of the line. The applause she receives from others feels hollow because it's missing that intimate connection, the recognition that only you could provide. Or perhaps she's had a tough day. The world feels heavy, and all she wants is someone who can look at her and truly see her without her having to explain. But in your absence, that comforting presence is gone. She may be surrounded by friends, colleagues, or even family, yet none of them can replicate the way you used to sense her struggles, offering solace without her needing to ask. This is the paradox of human interaction. We often don't realize how much we crave being seen until that experience is taken away. The superficial conversations and surface-level interactions she encounters now only highlight the depth of what she had with you. In those moments, your attentiveness becomes irreplaceable. Psychologists have long studied the profound impact of feeling understood. It's a cornerstone of meaningful relationships, a bond that transcends mere companionship. When someone feels truly seen, it validates their existence, their struggles, and their triumphs. Your ability to provide this kind of connection has now become a benchmark in her mind, one that others struggle to meet. What's more, the absence of this recognition creates a void that amplifies her sense of longing. She might find herself reminiscing about the way you used to remember the small details, the way she liked her coffee, the stories she told you about her childhood, or even the subtle changes in her mood. These seemingly minor things become monumental when they're gone. Here's where the power of Stoicism comes into play. You've cultivated a presence that goes beyond words, beyond gestures. It's rooted in your ability to be calm, attentive, and deeply engaged. When you're no longer there, that calm understanding is starkly missing. She starts to notice the difference between being surrounded by people and being truly connected to someone. And this isn't just about romantic gestures or grand declarations. It's about the quiet, steady presence you brought into her life. The way you listened when she needed to vent, the way you offered perspective when she felt lost, or even the way you just were, solid, dependable, and unshakable. These qualities don't just disappear from her memory, they become a standard against which all future interactions are measured. As she navigates her world now, she's likely encountering a sea of surface-level interactions, people who don't take the time to see beyond her exterior. And every time she feels unseen or misunderstood, it draws her back to you. The contrast is undeniable, and it deepens her appreciation for the connection you once shared. This is why high-value men understand the importance of attentiveness, not as a tactic, but as a natural extension of their character. When you truly see someone, you leave an indelible mark, one that remains long after you've stepped away. And when she finds herself longing for that feeling again, it's not just you she misses, it's the unique sense of belonging and recognition that only you could provide. 4. She faces emotional struggles. Life has a way of throwing challenges at us when we least expect it. For her, these moments of emotional turbulence, whether it's a personal setback, a stressful work environment, or a conflict with a friend, become all the more daunting without the safety net of your support. It's in these raw, vulnerable moments that she begins to feel your absence most acutely. I think back to those times when she leaned on you during her struggles. You were her calm in the storm, the steady anchor that kept her grounded when everything else felt chaotic. Whether it was through a simple reassuring word, a thoughtful perspective, or just your silent presence, you had a way of making her feel that no matter how rough the seas, she wasn't alone in navigating them. Now, faced with new challenges, she finds herself without that steady hand. She might turn to others for comfort, but it's not the same. The advice she receives feels generic, the comfort lacking depth. These moments of isolation magnify the void your absence has left behind. Here's the thing. Emotional struggles often lead us to introspection. When life tests her resilience, she's naturally drawn to memories of when she felt most supported and understood. And more often than not, those memories lead back to you. She remembers how you had a way of putting things into perspective, of helping her see solutions she hadn't considered, and of simply being there without judgment. The absence of this emotional refuge creates a sharp contrast between what she's experiencing now and what she once had. Even the strongest, most independent individuals crave connection during their weakest moments. And for her, these struggles become a mirror reflecting the invaluable role you played in her life. From a psychological standpoint, this dynamic is deeply rooted in the human need for connection and understanding. During periods of emotional vulnerability, we seek out those who've provided comfort and clarity in the past. The mind clings to these experiences as a source of strength, and when those individuals are no longer present, it creates a longing that's difficult to ignore. But here's where the Stoic mindset proves invaluable. As a high-value man, you understand that being her emotional rock wasn't about solving her problems for her. It was about empowering her to face them with confidence. And now, even in your absence, the lessons and strength you imparted remain. She carries those with her, even if she doesn't fully realize it yet. In these moments of struggle, she begins to see the full spectrum of your impact. It's not just about the comfort you provided, but also the emotional resilience you helped her cultivate. And that realization, it hits hard. She starts to recognize that your presence in her life was more than just a source of stability. It was a partnership that made her stronger. This is where the depth of her longing truly takes root. The realization that your absence isn't just a physical gap but an emotional one too, leaves a lasting impression. She might try to fill that void with distractions, new relationships, or even attempts at self-reliance, but nothing quite measures up to the connection you shared. Have you ever faced emotional struggles alone and found yourself longing for the comfort of someone who truly understood you? That's exactly the space she's in now. And the more she reflects on it, the more she misses the quiet strength you brought into her life. Your role wasn't just to be there during her highs, but to stand by her during her lows, offering steady, unwavering support. In your absence, those memories become more vivid, and the impact of your presence resonates even louder. She misses not only the person you were, but the emotional sanctuary you provided, a refuge she now realizes is irreplaceable. 5. She observes happy couples. There's something universally poignant about witnessing joy in others, especially when it mirrors a happiness you once knew. For her, seeing happy couples together, walking hand in hand, laughing over shared memories, or simply enjoying each other's presence, acts as a powerful trigger. Each glimpse of these moments draws her back to a time when she felt that same connection with you, and now it's painfully absent. Picture this. She's at a cafe, sipping her coffee, and she notices a couple across the room sharing a quiet laugh. It's nothing grand, just a subtle exchange of familiarity and affection. Yet, for her, it's a reminder of the intimacy you once shared. The way you both used to laugh at jokes only you understood, the comforting glances exchanged in crowded places, and the warmth of knowing someone was truly by her side. These everyday moments, so easy to overlook when you're in the midst of them, now stand out in stark relief. The human mind, ever prone to comparison, begins to draw parallels. The joy she sees in others becomes a reflection of what she once had with you, making your absence all the more palpable. But why does this happen? Why do these seemingly innocuous scenes trigger such a deep sense of longing? It's because we often measure our happiness by what we see around us. When life feels lacking, the happiness of others can amplify our own feelings of loss. For her, those happy couples are not just strangers, they're mirrors, reflecting the void left by your departure. These moments also serve as reminders of what she may now struggle to find elsewhere. Perhaps she's dated others since your relationship ended, but those connections haven't carried the same weight. There's a distinct difference between being with someone and truly being with someone. That emotional depth, that shared understanding, becomes a rare treasure once it's gone. In this space, your memory takes on a life of its own. You're no longer just a person from her past. You become an embodiment of what a meaningful connection should feel like. The way you made her feel safe, seen, and cherished is now the benchmark against which all others are measured. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic romance. What she misses most are the little things, the shared laughter, the subtle touches, the quiet moments of unity that made her feel truly connected. And every time she sees a couple experiencing those same small joys, it reinforces just how much she valued those moments with you. From a psychological perspective, this phenomenon is rooted in the concept of emotional resonance. Positive memories tied to specific emotions become heightened when triggered by external stimuli. In this case, the sight of happy couples reignites the emotions she felt when she was with you, making those memories even more vivid and impactful. But here's where it gets interesting. High-value men understand that their worth doesn't diminish when they step away. They don't chase or beg to be remembered. Instead, they focus on living fully, knowing that their authenticity and depth will naturally leave a lasting imprint. Stoicism teaches us this: to control only what lies within our power, our actions, our growth, and our values, and to let go of what we cannot. For her, this means that as she sees those happy couples, she's not just reflecting on what she's lost. She's also reflecting on the man you are, the qualities that made your connection special. And with every passing moment, your value grows in her mind, becoming something more profound and irreplaceable. She begins to long for the partnership that wasn't just about presence but about shared meaning. And the more she observes the world around her, the clearer it becomes. What she's missing isn't easily found. You were more than just a companion, you were someone who made life richer, fuller, and more connected. And now, in those quiet observations, she's reminded of what once was and what could have been. 6. She hears about your success. Success has a peculiar way of making people sit up and take notice, doesn't it? When she hears about your recent accomplishments, whether it's landing that big promotion, reaching a personal milestone, or achieving a long-held goal, it triggers a cascade of emotions. Pride, admiration, and an unexpected ache of longing intertwine as she reflects on the role she once played in your journey. Think about it. She's scrolling through social media or hears from a mutual friend about your latest win. Maybe it's a glowing post about your business success, a picture of you receiving an award, or even just a casual mention of how well you're doing. In that moment, she's struck by a powerful thought. She's no longer a part of the life you're thriving in. What makes this so impactful? It's not just the success itself, but the fact that she once shared in your aspirations. She remembers the late-night conversations where you mapped out your dreams together, the time she encouraged you when you doubted yourself, and the shared excitement over the possibilities ahead. Now, seeing you succeed from afar, she feels the sting of being an outsider looking in. Here's the twist. While your success evokes pride, it also underscores a painful reality. She realizes she's no longer by your side to celebrate these wins with you. The milestones you once envisioned together are now moments she watches from a distance. This duality of emotions, joy for your achievements and sorrow for her absence, creates a potent mix of longing and reflection. From a psychological perspective, this reaction is deeply tied to our innate desire for significance in the lives of those we care about. When she hears about your success, it reminds her of the meaningful role she once played in your story. And now, with that role diminished or gone, she feels the weight of what she's lost. But there's more to this than just regret. Your success also serves as a reminder of your growth and resilience. It showcases your ability to thrive independently, reinforcing the qualities that made her admire you in the first place. High-value men understand this dynamic. They don't flaunt their achievements to gain attention. Instead, they pursue their goals with quiet confidence, knowing that success naturally amplifies their presence. As Epictetus once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Your focus on growth, both personal and professional, demonstrates a mastery of self that few can ignore. When she hears about your achievements, she's reminded of the man who inspired her, challenged her, and elevated her. And now, that man is thriving without her. So let me ask you, have you ever had someone reach out after hearing about your success? Maybe they suddenly wanted to reconnect, driven by a mix of curiosity and nostalgia. It's a testament to the power of your progress, showing that your journey has left a lasting impression. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Have you noticed how your growth and achievements have sparked unexpected reflections or reconnections? Let's discuss how focusing on your path not only benefits you but also deepens the impact you have on those around you. If this resonates with you, give this video a like to show that you're committed to your growth and the principles of Stoicism. Your success isn't just about personal wins, it's about embodying the strength and purpose that make you truly unforgettable. Let's keep this conversation going as we explore more insights into the dynamics of connection and self-mastery. 7. She faces social events alone. Imagine her walking into a room filled with familiar faces, the hum of conversation and laughter swirling around her. On the surface, everything seems normal. But beneath the smiles and polite exchanges, there's a subtle, gnawing emptiness, an unmistakable void where your presence used to be. Social events have a way of amplifying absence, don't they? These gatherings, once filled with shared glances, inside jokes, and the comfort of your steady companionship, now feels strangely incomplete. It's not just about having someone to accompany her, it's about the unique role you played in these spaces. You weren't just a partner, you were her anchor, her confidant, the person who could turn even the dullest event into a memory worth keeping. Now, as she moves through these social settings alone, the weight of your absence becomes undeniable. She might catch herself reminiscing about how you used to handle awkward conversations, or how your mere presence could ease her social anxieties. Perhaps it's the way you effortlessly connected with her friends, or how you always knew the perfect moment to pull her aside for a quiet chat amidst the noise. These seemingly small contributions had a profound impact, creating an atmosphere of comfort and connection that she now finds herself longing for. And the more she attends these events without you, the more she realizes just how much of a difference your presence made. There's a psychological depth to this. Social events are not just gatherings, they are stages where our connections and relationships come to life. When someone who played a significant role in those dynamics is no longer there, it's like missing a key actor in a well-rehearsed play. The story still unfolds, but something essential feels out of place. Even the most confident and independent individuals can feel this absence. It's not about dependency, but about the irreplaceable value of someone who brought ease and joy to shared experiences. For her, every social gathering now serves as a reminder of the bond you shared and the void left behind. She might try to fill that space with others, new acquaintances, potential partners, but the comparison is inevitable. No one quite brings the same energy, the same understanding, the same effortless connection. This isn't to say she can't enjoy these events without you, but the unique flavor you added is now conspicuously absent. Over time, this awareness deepens her longing. It's not just about wanting someone to share these moments with, it's about wanting you. The way you enhanced her experience, made her feel understood and valued in a crowd, and turned ordinary moments into cherished memories. Those are the things she misses most. And here's where the power of your absence truly lies. You've become more than just a memory, you've become a benchmark. Every event, every interaction, every fleeting connection is now measured against the depth and ease she once felt with you. And in that comparison, your value only grows. High-value men understand this dynamic intuitively. They know that their presence carries weight, not because they dominate a room, but because they bring authenticity, strength, and genuine connection. When they're gone, it's not about leaving a void out of spite or strategy. It's about the natural consequence of being a person of substance. For her, these social events become a journey of reflection, each one deepening her appreciation for what she had. And as the echoes of shared laughter and subtle moments linger in her mind, the truth becomes inescapable. Some connections are simply irreplaceable. 8. She experiences loneliness. Loneliness has a unique way of amplifying memories, doesn't it? It creeps in during the quietest moments, late at night when the world is still, or during a rainy afternoon when there's nothing to distract her from her thoughts. For her, these moments of solitude are when your absence feels like a shadow, ever present and unavoidable. But here's the thing, loneliness isn't just about being alone. It's about the emotional disconnection she feels, even in the company of others. She might be out with friends, laughing and chatting, but deep down, there's an emptiness that no amount of noise or distraction can fill. It's in these moments that she begins to truly miss you. She misses the connection that went beyond words, the unspoken understanding, the shared silences that were never awkward, the way you could sense her mood without her having to explain. These are the things that linger in her mind when she's alone, the things that no one else seems to replicate. Loneliness magnifies the memories of comfort and belonging you provided. It draws her back to the nights when you were there to listen, the mornings when you made her laugh, and the countless moments in between when she felt truly seen and valued. Without you, those moments feel like distant echoes of a time when her world felt more complete. There's a psychological depth to this, rooted in our human need for meaningful connection. Loneliness often forces us to reflect on the relationships that have shaped us. For her, this reflection isn't just about longing for companionship, it's about craving the specific connection she had with you. It's in the quiet moments of her day when the hustle and bustle fade that the memories surface. She might find herself scrolling through old photos or stumbling upon a keepsake from your time together. Each item, each image, pulls her back into those moments when she felt whole, when your presence brought warmth and security. These memories are powerful because they're tied to emotions, feelings of joy, comfort, and even the bittersweet sting of what's been lost. And as she sits with these memories, she begins to realize something profound. Your presence wasn't just comforting, it was anchoring. Even as she tries to move forward, that longing remains, subtly influencing her thoughts and actions. She might find herself comparing others to you, seeking that same sense of connection and understanding, but it's never quite the same. Your impact was unique, a blend of qualities that left an indelible mark on her heart. And here's where the Stoic mindset plays a vital role. As a high-value man, you understand that true connection comes from a place of authenticity and self-assurance. You don't need to chase after her or seek validation. Instead, you remain grounded, knowing that your presence spoke volumes. In your absence, it's that grounded presence she longs for, a quiet strength that provided solace even in her most vulnerable moments. Loneliness, while painful, often serves as a mirror, reflecting back the relationships and connections that truly mattered. For her, these reflections deepen her understanding of what she had with you. It's not just about missing a partner, it's about missing the emotional refuge you provided, the sense of belonging that made even the loneliest moments bearable. And as she navigates these periods of solitude, one truth becomes clear. Some voids cannot be filled by just anyone. They require someone who brings not just presence but depth, someone who turns mere companionship into something transformative. For her, that someone was you. 9. She experiences holidays or special occasions. Holidays and special occasions have a unique way of magnifying emotions. They serve as milestones in the passage of time, markers of joy, reflection, and togetherness. For her, these moments, once filled with the warmth of your presence, now highlight the emptiness left in your wake. Whether it's a festive holiday dinner, a birthday celebration, or even a quiet anniversary, these occasions become bittersweet reminders of the connection you both once shared. Picture her during the holiday season. She's surrounded by family and friends, laughter echoing through the room, festive lights casting a warm glow. Yet, even in the midst of this cheer, there's a quiet ache, a longing that surfaces when she recalls the traditions you both created together. Perhaps it was the way you decorated the tree, or how you always brought her favorite dessert to family dinners. These small, seemingly insignificant rituals now carry immense emotional weight. Or imagine her on her birthday. She may receive gifts and messages from loved ones, but the absence of your thoughtful touch, perhaps a handwritten note, a surprise dinner, or a meaningful gesture, leaves a noticeable void. The celebrations, once vibrant and full of shared excitement, now feel incomplete. Special occasions are emotional anchors. They're times when people naturally reflect on the relationships that have shaped their lives. For her, these moments bring your absence into sharp focus. She begins to replay memories of past celebrations, the laughter, the shared glances, and the feeling of being deeply connected to someone who understood her in ways no one else did. What makes these reflections even more powerful is the contrast they create. In the presence of others, she may feel a fleeting sense of joy, but it's often shadowed by the realization that these moments don't carry the same depth as they did with you. The emotional resonance of those shared experiences becomes a benchmark, one that's hard to replicate. Psychologically, this phenomenon is tied to the concept of emotional memory. Special occasions are often tied to heightened emotions, joy, gratitude, love, which makes the memories associated with them particularly vivid. When those memories involve someone who is no longer present, the absence becomes more pronounced, triggering a deep sense of longing. This is why holidays and special occasions are such potent reminders. They aren't just about the present celebration, they're about the accumulation of past experiences, the traditions built over time, and the people who made those moments meaningful. And when she finds herself facing these milestones without you, the loss becomes tangible. But here's the beauty of Stoicism. As a high-value man, you understand that your worth is not diminished by absence. You don't rush to fill the void or seek to reinsert yourself into her life out of fear or longing. Instead, you stand firm in the knowledge that your presence, when given, carried depth and authenticity. You've created memories that resonate beyond your physical presence, and it's in those memories that your value continues to grow. She might try to replicate those moments with someone new, but the uniqueness of what you shared becomes clear. The way you celebrated her, the thoughtfulness you brought to special days, and the effortless way you made ordinary moments extraordinary. All of it becomes a cherished part of her emotional landscape. It's not easily replaced. As she navigates these occasions, she's reminded not just of what she's missing, but of the impact you had on her life. And with each passing celebration, the longing deepens. It's no longer just about having someone to share these moments with. It's about missing the person who made them unforgettable. You. As we've explored, women start missing you the most in the quiet spaces of their lives, when the routines you shared are disrupted, when they face emotional struggles, when they see others experiencing the happiness you once brought into their world. It's in these moments of reflection, comparison, and longing that your absence becomes a powerful force. Whether it's during holidays in the solitude of loneliness, or as they hear about your success, your impact resonates far beyond the time you spent together. But here's the ultimate truth. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about recognizing the depth of your influence and understanding the natural dynamics of human connection. High-value men embody the principles of Stoicism. They focus on growth, integrity, and self-mastery. They understand that their worth isn't dependent on constant validation or presence. Instead, their value lies in the unique, unforgettable experiences they bring into someone's life. For her, your absence isn't just a void, it's a space filled with memories, growth, and realization. She reflects on what you brought to her life, and in doing so, she gains a deeper appreciation for the connection you shared. And whether or not you choose to re-enter her life, you've left an indelible mark, one that will continue to influence how she views relationships and connection. So what does this mean for you? Embrace your journey. Continue to grow, thrive, and build a life of purpose and meaning. Let your actions, presence, and values speak for themselves. By doing so, you not only elevate yourself, but also naturally create the kind of impact that leaves others reflecting on your presence long after you're gone. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you experienced this dynamic in your relationships? How did recognizing your value change the way you approached connections? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this conversation. If you found value in this discussion, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more insights into self-mastery and personal growth. Together, we'll explore the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and how it can transform not just our relationships, but every aspect of our lives. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Here's to becoming the best version of ourselves.